to Truth
and Shade
with Alyssa
and Jay.
Hey, we got a special episode for y'all today. And we're giving you our top 10 best black films. Okay.
Now, I love a movie in general, but a black movie, it's just something.
It do something to you.
It's something about seeing your stuff on screen. It's just like it hit different. It hit a little different.
Speaking of which, I just watched actually an incredible documentary on Netflix called "Is That Black Enough for You?" And it just talks about our presence in film, even before we was a presence in film, and how white people was trying to write our stories and show our stories and tell the world what and who we were. Yeah, it got real good. Y'all should watch it. It's called "Is That Black Enough for You?" on the Netflix.
Because I didn't even know it was on Netflix, so I definitely.
Okay, so these are in no particular order, so don't come in our comments talking about that's not number 1, that's not number 2, number 10, whatever. This is our list. It's not in no order. This is our list of our top 10 black movies. So keep it cute.
Keep it real cute.
Or put it on mute. Because, All right. So, which one you want to talk about first?
I guess we can start at the top.
Okay.
We can run it down.
Okay. So, Higher Learning. Director John Singleton. It stars Omar Epps, Lawrence Fishburne, Regina King, fucking Tyra Banks. It is a real good movie. It follows the story of Omar Epps. He's in college. He's a college student. But he's at a PWI. For those that don't know what that means, predominantly white institution. So he's there. He's on an athletic scholarship. He's just kind of going through, his freshman year. It also follows Regina King. Her story is her freshman year. She has a white girl for a roommate. It follows the white girl too. I apologize because I can't think of the actress's name. I feel bad too. But it follows her story. It also follows Ice Cube is in it. It's just a really good movie. And the title, Higher Learning, it's a lot of powerful lessons that are learned, or really, I guess, taught outside of the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that happen outside of the classroom that it's like, damn, what? Straight up? Dang. Because that part when he called her a black bitch on that phone, and he was like, just put her on the phone, you black bitch. I was like, I know you lying. And what's funny, they used to play that part of the movie on the radio. Remember Russ Parr used to play like little clips and stuff from movies and stuff like that? They used to play it on the radio, and I never knew what that was from. And when I finally seen Higher Learning, I'm like, all right, that's what that's from.
Damn.
So it's a real good movie. I'm not gonna give away the end or anything like that, but what's his name is in it too? Michael Rappaport. I don't really care for him as an actor, and
I enjoy his small little
his role in this movie follows into why I don't really care for him, but it was a really good movie. Yeah. So if y'all haven't checked that one out, please do. I don't know if you got more you want to add about that, but I love that movie so much.
I've seen it a few times. I haven't seen it recently.
Okay.
But I do remember seeing it at a point in time in my life, and I do remember enjoying the movie. And that's probably where my likeness for Tyra Banks probably started. I was like, oh, who is she?
It's also funny. I'm sorry, because this is so random, but I've never seen it in another mainstream film like Higher Learning. Is the part where her and Omar Epps is getting their freak on, and they like slow down and she like lick his nipples. I'm sorry, but I don't know why that part stuck with me. It was just so like extra, like.
You're ironic because that's what she wanted to do.
And she probably did. I mean, 90s Omar Epps, wouldn't you?
I mean, nipples not really my go-to, but I would entertain them. But I mean. That's probably
it didn't matter. It was Omar Epps. I was licking. 90s Omar Epps. I was licking. It didn't matter.
I feel like she definitely improv that scene.
Okay, because she was like, and it was like right there. I'm sorry, y'all. It's irrelevant, but it's in the movie, so I guess we can move on to the next.
Okay, what's the next one?
Next, we got The Color Purple. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Also, it stars Whoopi Goldberg,
Oprah
Danny
Winfrey.
Glover, Oprah Winfrey, Margaret Avery is in it. I can't never think of the old man's name from Solar Story. He played Mister's dad because he was funny to me too. But
that The Color Purple hit different. Like
it does.
I remember because it seemed longer to me as a child. Like it seemed
well,
like
it is a long ass movie.
It seemed like it was like
hours.
3 hours, at least 3 hours when I was a kid. I'm like, damn, this is a long ass movie. But it was something that I enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
Just because they really do a good job with
telling the whole story.
Telling the whole story. You get everybody's perspective. Even though I feel like the movie is about Celie,
yeah,
you really get to dive into everybody's life and you kind of pull something out from everybody. You kind of get like this well-rounded view of the cast, as well as you see Celie's progression throughout the whole movie and her fighting, becoming her independence and not being that same little girl that got sold off to Mr. Nasty Ass by her nasty ass daddy.
Okay, because, oh, God. That is one aspect of the movie that I feel like was so glossed over, but I guess it was because it was just a prevalent, like, reality.
Back then, and still a little bit today. You know, today you will go to jail and you
ask R. Kelly.
Okay.
Yuck.
But back then it was like normal for
a grown ass man to be scouting a 12-year-old
because
to be his next wife.
Back then it was like you had to like 14, 13, people was getting married off.
Because at the beginning of the movie, Celie was 14 and Nettie was like 11 or 12. That's why when he asked for Nettie and he was like, "Nah, you can't have her. She's too young. She's too young." Like, but really, it was on some almost kind of like some I'm gonna break that in.
That's exactly what it is. Ugh. You better not tell nobody but God to kill your mama. Okay,
but not you in here fucking her daughters, raping her daughters, like
girl.
But anyway, it's a real good movie, and I say that it's a good movie just because I remember as a kid we used to watch it and be like, you so ugly like me, you know, making jokes and stuff about it. Child, I watched the movie when I was like 22, just sat down and watched the movie just because I was like, I need to just watch this movie. I'm sure it's more to it than the jokes and shit that I remember. Dog, I cried 4 separate times, like 4 separated times, like, Celie. And I also want to give that movie a shout out because it was one of the first displays of black, like, queer love with Suge and Celie. Yeah. And even though it wasn't necessarily, like, queer in the way that, like,
it was like
they wanted to be together, it was just, I see the beauty in you. Let me, in this intimate moment, show you that you're beautiful. And I feel like that was incredible.
Was really the first time, because for one, as a kid, that scene, it kind of went over my head. Like, I didn't know. I just felt like, as a kid, I just thought they were 2 girls in a room, like, finally having this moment of, like, girl, you ain't so bad. Yeah. I guess she is kind of cool. I don't know why I never saw her kiss Celie. I don't know how that part never played in my part until I got older. I'm like, oh, I know Suge ain't. Girl, I know you ain't. Okay, that's what y'all doing. But it was the first time in the movie where Celie got to
experience
willingly have sex, because she had always had it taken from her, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we see her like, okay, I'm going to engage in this. Like, this is something I want to partake in.
Yeah, because when she kisses her back, it was like, oh, this is so like, oh, like this is her experience in love. Because even when they was talking about like having sex with Mister, their experiences was so completely different. Like, Suge was having sex with him, like they was fucking, and he was just like taking advantage of her. Celie was just like his cum dumpster, like you know what I'm saying? Because even how she said it, she was just like, I just let him get on top of me and do his business. She said, you make it sound like he going to the toilet on you. She said, that's how it feels.
Girl, because I don't have a choice, and it's just something that I know I'm going to have to do at some point during the day. And it's no type of passion, no type of love. It's just, and I think that's how I almost equate when niggas fuck. When they fuck you for their pleasure.
That
not
Mr.
yours.
Sex.
It'd be like, I'm not even human at this point. I'm just
It's just dope bubbles banging on the headboard. Lord Jesus. I'm
a vessel at this point for you to just, and it's like, oh,
that's so, like, and that's, if you've ever been there, it's an empty ass feeling. Like, what did I could have had a fucking V8. What am I even here for?
I don't want the bed, like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, this is ass.
And then, The movie just
beautiful movie. Even how they brought Nettie, like even how they kept up with her story and stuff like that. The whole part with the letters and all of that. It's a beautiful, very well done movie.
I will say I did always think Nettie's portion in the movie was a little like, because some movies be like too on the nose, where it's like, okay, how what's the word I want to use? Shit, I'm having a brain fart. How
possible?
I don't even want to say possible. God, I feel slow right now. How convenient.
Oh,
Jesus
okay.
Lord. The DPS education be kicking in, child. How convenient is it that Mr. kicked my motherfucking sister out and she just so happened to go with the lady that got my goddamn baby and take this bitch to Africa to the mother? Like, how convenient is this that this bitch is with my baby?
But realistically, think about it. Black town, or this town where the black community, you're probably
close knit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you are realistically the town preacher, it's possible that you're going on a missionary,
Okay.
Well, and if y'all was having problems having a baby, it makes sense that they was first in line to be like, we'll take that baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not like that, but it just kind of makes sense for the times.
Okay, well, yeah.
I totally get what you mean, though. Like, cause like, in what world, nigga? Like, cause today it's very unlikely. Like, if the Color Purple, if they were to do the Color Purple in like modern times, it would be unlikely, very unlikely that Celie would be able to, that Nettie would end up with Celie's children.
Yeah.
They would be able to probably find them just through DNA testing and searching and all of that kind of stuff. You'll be able to find them eventually in today's modern world, but it wouldn't be as simple as, oh, they got adopted into the family, or they got, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been that simple.
Because at the end, girl, when them children...
That's my part,
baby.
Okay.
I broke down.
Okay, just seeing them on the horizon and just like all the love that they had for her, and it was just like, that part is, oh my god, heart mending.
It was like
heartwarming.
Full circle. Like, I got my daddy house, even though he nasty. This is my mama house. I loved her. I got my house back, my sisters back, my children back. I got a little community here with my little close-knit people. And then for Mr.'s raggedy ass to get to see that. Because wasn't he like in the shadows, like on...
Yeah, I think he was the one. It's something, I think that they say that he's the one that... He does something.
Like, it was something good he did.
He gave somebody some paperwork. Or it's something that
he did contribute
into what you call. So it's like, yeah, but after 40 years of being a complete, absolute fucking dick, it's the least you can do.
It was good to see that little bit of progression. His character was like, okay, maybe Mr.'s not... He saw the error of his ways and was like trying to make rights where he had done wrong. And it's like, okay, I can commend any black man that want to right his wrongs and authentically try to do good. I feel like we are capable of doing good, even how fucked up we are.
Yeah, you still could write her a letter and apologize or something.
Like, because I mean, you whooped my ass and belittled me and broke me down.
And then when I get the strength to leave, you tell me you should have locked me in a basement. Celie should have sliced his throat.
The first chance she got was, babe, when I tell you, oh, you got to worry about me cutting you.
That nigga would have been dead in the backyard. He would have been dead in the backyard after my first 2 weeks. That time when he knocked her upside the head, and she was bleeding and she literally her first day getting there.
Oh, when he threw the rock at her.
Yeah, like, boy, y'all got me fucked up.
No, yeah, the whole family would have died that whole night. But I feel like that's one of the things back then. Fear was a real thing. Like you didn't have that.
As real fear. As fear is today, it was probably even like tenfold more.
But the will to fight, I feel like we have that a lot more now. To be like, I can fight my way up out of this. Back then, the fear of like,
what am I gonna do?
I don't know what the result of my decisions are going to be. Like I don't. So I'm fearful. I'm just gonna take what's happening because I don't even want to try to fight because I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. And death was a more permanent fear, I think. Because I feel like, like, we have the fear of death now, but, like, it's probably way more prevalent for black people back then. Because even with Miss Sophia, hell no. Like, you come over here talking about my kids is clean. Do I want to be your man? Bitch, no, fuck you. And today, in 2023, you could say that if a white bitch came up to you like, girl, your kids are so clean. You want to be my man? Girl, fuck you. Okay. And slap the fuck out of her and go about your day. You know what I'm saying? But literally, her just saying no And then it's like, excuse me? I said, hell no. Like, no, thank you. No, get the fuck out my face. And got her ass whooped and thrown in jail. Like, Dia still had to be her maid anyway. Like,
anyway, I still.
I'm sorry. Let me not go down that rabbit hole because I get the going.
Girl.
You know, I've been watching 1619 Project. I get the going.
But
So,
yes, the whole movie is just, it's shot
phenomenal.
well, the story is good, the character development is on point. It's just one of those, like, if you haven't seen it, it's one of those things you have to see as a black person. Like, you do gotta watch that one.
You gotta.
So if you haven't seen it, shame on you. But
or if it slipped through the cracks for you, I
shame
understand.
on you.
Like maybe you grew up watching what's that one, The Inkwell or something like that, or something.
Or The Green Mile, which I've
never
seen.
You never seen The Green
I've
Mile? That one is good. I wouldn't classify it technically as a black film because it's more like one of them white savior kind of things, but it's got a black character they built. But it's a good movie. It's sad, even more sad now that Lord Jesus, why I can't think of his name.
Is it Michael?
Michael, his 3 names.
3 first names? Or he just got 3 like
Yeah, like 3 names. Why I keep thinking that man's name? God rest his soul. Oh, I'm sorry, Omarosa. I am so sorry. I cannot think of that man's name. It's gonna come to me.
I can picture every movie I've seen.
I see him. I can see his face. I can hear his voice. Yes. I cannot. I'm so sorry. I feel like
shout out to him. Right. So sorry to this.
Sorry to this man.
What's it?
We're gonna go to the next movie because The Color Purple was phenomenal. The Color Purple. The next movie, New Jack City.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like New Jack City is one of them ones that's like, it's not your typical drug movie because I know that that's one of our like staples in terms of like a genre. You know what I mean? Michael Clark Duncan, that's his name. Oh my God, it just came to me. I'm so sorry. It just came to me.
It's like that man's name.
Okay, Michael Clark Duncan. I'm so sorry. Shout out to that man. And God rest his soul.
Okay.
But so back to New Jack City. I know how the whole drug game kingpin thing is like one of the staples in the black community, like for our stories. I know it's redundant. I know it's old hat. One thing I do love about New Jack City is that it showed a bunch of different. It showed many different perspectives of the crack epidemic. Yeah. Like, not only did it show the come up of CMB, Nino Brown, and CMB, they was all doing their thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. It showed Pookie's journey, how he was like, you was just a regular stick-up kid or whatever, but then the crack got you, and it was like, damn, you was in the basement in an abandoned, building, fighting bitches for turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, it get you down. You be down bad. And then his struggle with trying to get clean and stay clean. And it showed all of those people trying to, in the rehab facilities, just talking about how they struggles with it was. The lady was talking about she was selling her babies Pampers and stuff like that. The crack babies. Like, it talked about how it painted a great picture of how it was an epidemic. Yeah. It was an absolute epidemic. A horrible, like a terrorist act against the black community, really. Because it really was turning people into zombies.
It did. You really do get a good view of, even, like I said, you get a view from the dealer's perspective of how they were moving around the city, knew what they had to do, but you also get an interpersonal view of just the damage it did to the black community. And so it's shot very well, and they do a good job of just showing you the highs and lows of what the fuck was really going on.
Yep, the citizens that was literally just trying to live in their apartment building, they just took over the apartment building, like, damn, like, y'all just in this bitch, like. And the old man that was trying to get the police, he was trying to get the lawyer, he was trying to get everybody involved in the whole movie. And, it's an old ass movie. He's the one that pulled the trigger at the end of the thing, and it's like some shit come full circle. But you see how immediately he got arrested after he shot him, but you've been trying for weeks and months and years to try to get somebody to do something about these people destroying your community. Like, it's...
And it's the social that's even with the police today, like, you have to do an extreme for them to get their attention. Like, you can't just, oh, this is happening, can you guys come do your fucking job? And it's like, but once I take matters into my own hands and do community justice, I'm going to fucking jail. Now you can make it, now you can make it, or you can do something about it because now it's a situation. It's like the police system is just, that's a whole nother.
And even G Money, how he ends up eventually getting on crack. You know what I mean? Making bad business decisions, fucking the money up. Like, you, what are you doing?
You can't get high on your own supply.
That part. That's why it's the number one rule.
Because the moment you get high on your own supply, baby, you ain't making no money.
At all.
You're not making no money.
How you go sell weed and you smoking it?
That's my only problem.
Okay. So New Jack City, it does a really great job of painting a portrait of the entire scope of it, from the lack of care and empathy from the law enforcement to, because even Ice-T ended up going rogue. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, you see how the system is. You see how it's all set up. You see how this is going down.
Bitch, I don't want to be for this shit.
You know what I'm saying? The lawyer nigga that was getting down when it was good, but then as soon as shit went bad, he was like, oh, I ain't with y'all. I don't know this. You know what I'm saying?
I see you around the
way.
The
girlfriend that was riding when the shit was cool and then was snitched as soon as it was convenient. Like, dog.
Baby, it all fall down when it fall down. When it come down, it come down.
It's just a real good story. Like, Wesley Snipes, he did that. He did that. And I think it's directed by Melvin Van Peebles or Marvin Van Peebles. Marvin, the son. Yeah, I'm sorry. Because he acts in it and he directs it. It's a good movie. It's
shout out to Wesley, because I feel like he don't get his just due.
Yeah, he's a really good actor. Really he was Blade. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Wesley Snipes. Shout out to Wesley Snipes. Okay. And that skin, oh my God, he's always had perfect skin.
Just comics black skin. I've always wanted that skin complexion.
And it's perfect because it's perfect. It just sit on a perfect bone structure.
And it just be like, you know how much I pray for even skin tone? Like, just
even skin tone, like literally.
And you just got it. Like, that's how I don't understand people don't like us. Like, girl, I see black skin, I be so enamored by just the darkest of skin. It'd be like oh my
the
God.
Melanated. Ooh, the more melanated, the better.
Like, you are beautiful. You come from the
motherland. So beautiful.
You got that motherland in your blood. I feel like that's where when you got skin like that, I feel like that's that
bloodline just less tainted.
Yeah, like you got that authentic black skin. Like, my shit a little. It don't know what it want to be. Brown, light. It's so
literally. I feel you.
Baby, I'm mixing all types of shit up in here that infiltrated my motherland skin. But you just got that pure dark richness.
Ooh. I feel it.
You was king.
Okay, I ain't mad at it. Okay, so what's our next one? This one was a more recent film, Black Panther, the first one, 2018, starring Chadwick Boseman, directed by Ryan Coogler. That, I feel like it had to go on the list, even though it's more recent, because it was the next wave of, like, pride in black cinema.
Yeah, it was.
I have never, I mean, I don't want to say, no, yeah, that was probably one of the best times in the theater, just even the like, oh, y'all, we gonna get dressed up and we gonna go.
It was a thing.
I seen that movie, Black Panther, I seen it Thursday night, I seen it Friday night, I seen it that Saturday and that Sunday. It came out my birthday weekend. I seen it every day that weekend. And every time I was filled with that same like, ooh, yes, because Wakanda is absolutely what Africa would be had it not been infiltrated and robbed naked of everything that it had to offer. So yeah, it was just so beautiful to just see that and just to see that like Shuri and everybody with their powers and the suits and the shit. And everybody just royal as fuck with their African accents and different tribes and everything was just.
I feel like they did a very good job because when white people make black movies, you can tell, and like, or when a black movie stems from a white realm, like speaking of just like the Marvel universe,
imagination,
it comes from a white person's view of black people. And with this, I feel like this is they did a very good job of just the portrayal of black, like everything was black as shit. And it just put us in a light of like greatness. And it almost don't become, you don't see it as a Marvel movie or a superhero movie. It's just like, this is
a black ass movie.
A black ass movie. We doing black shit, but we still thriving and doing good shit. And it's just, it was well done and well put together.
Because even Killmonger, literally, he can be classified as a villain technically. He's my favorite villain. I don't give a damn. Like, even in that way where he spoke to the African American experience of like, well, damn, y'all got all of this shit in Wakanda. Why y'all niggas ain't came to save us? Okay. What in the actual fuck? Like, can we get some help? Like, damn. And all of the things that his journey, I actually kind of want to see a Killmonger movie. I'm not going to lie. Because I want to see how his journey was, like, from literally going up to the apartment, literally living your life in California, going to one day, playing basketball, going up to your apartment, finding your daddy dead, and your life going from that to you being an international assassin capable of infiltrating Wakanda and almost, and taking the throne.
Yeah, he did.
Taking the throne. Like, I want to see a Killmonger movie. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler, can we get that together? Because I would love to see that.
I feel like it's possible.
But
it's very possible.
It just, and even just how black people were showing up, like that box office smash.
Okay.
Smash. Set world records. Like that movie is still like, I want to say top 3 grossing movies. Like,
and even the sequel was astonishing. Like
incredible.
The visual, it was great. It was great. The whole direction, story, characters. It's just.
Thank you, Chadwick Boseman, for all that you gave for that. Because baby, you did that, and you did something for us. The culture, the us, it's us. Okay, because.
It's definitely one of those ones. It's one of those ones.
Absolutely. All right, we can go on to the next one, I think. Waiting to Exhale. Iconic.
From just the cast alone. Is
starring Miss Angela Bassett.
Okay.
The incredible Angela Bassett. And then you also have Whitney Houston.
The Voice.
Then
you have the Dream
Girl. Miss Broadway. Loretta Devine. And the beautiful, incredible Miss Sunshine, Lela Rochon. Okay. Directed by Forest Whitaker. Shout out to Forest. Waiting to Exhale. It's such a lovely, well done movie.
It is.
In one of those ways where you get character development, you get insight, you get to be angry with them, you just go on the whole, roller coaster and you're able to see, even though these 4 black women, the different walks of lives they had, because they obviously all were very different, you know what I mean? Like, but the love and support that they had for each other.
Yeah.
And
it was a sisterhood.
It was literally, and I love seeing black women showcased in that way because that's really what we are. And like, I've seen that more than I see the like love and hip hop interactions of black women. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's automatically the go-to. Like, this is all black women can be.
Bitch, you, fuck you, and da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? But like, no, the real it's more black women that are supportive and maternal and just nurturing and loving of each other, in my experience, for sure, with black women. So I just, Waiting to Exhale is such a good movie. It just does a really good job of painting that beautiful relationship with black women.
And it's each one of the struggles each one was going through was something you could relate to. And I feel like in that way, like they all weren't going through the same thing, but each thing that they were dealing with was something that you dealt with and that you can definitely resonate with. And that was just also like, girl, I know what I'm going through that shit too.
Okay, because with Loretta Devine with the husband, and he was gay, you know, and it was just like, well, damn, like, so obviously this is not something that I can fall back on anymore. Like, I gotta get back out there, like, and then with Bernadine, your husband just up and leave you for a white bitch, like. Really trying to leave you high and dry, like, was gonna leave you broke, talking about I'll break you off $300,000. Like, I'm sorry, what? That's it? Not when you got vineyards and homes and acres and land.
No, thank you.
And you gonna run off with Barbie? I think the hell not.
I don't think so.
And you know, Whitney Houston's character, you know, she was trying to figure out if it's worth being the other woman. Is it?
Man, that's a slippery slope.
Because, I mean, some people do enter into it thinking that the man is single or hoping that it's going to be like, oh, it is over. He about to get with me. And I get it, the struggle, and you be in it. And it's like, oh, he's just so fine and he do this. But then it's like, she's like, oh, okay, this is real cute. So you turn around and do the same shit to me. And he's like, what?
Like, yeah, motherfucker.
I'm on to your game.
Can't be Alicia Keys.
You know what I'm saying?
Still a bitch man and live happily ever after.
Well, I mean, so, yeah. And even with Robin, how she was the second woman and was waiting for him to do the thing, and when he finally was like, yeah, I finally, you know, she like, I'm good on you, nigga. I'm about to raise this baby, and I'm about to do what's best for me, because
fuck you.
That part. So, and they talked about it all, you know, they talked about abortion, they talked about being single mom, they talked about dating, they talked about it all.
I think it was an accurate or more appropriate view of the black woman's inner circle.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every black woman, even at that point in time, and even now, have that group of circle where, like, we all are proudly portray each one. It's almost like it almost set the tone, I won't say set the tone, but kind of, I guess, set the tone for girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of
living single, all of that.
That same, like, we all are different women. We have different walks of life, but we have this.
We have each other.
That's what we have each other, girl. Me and you, us, never part.
For real, okay? Like, stop playing with me, literally. Say that. Okay, next. Love and Basketball. Classic.
When I tell you, I used to love this movie as a child, like.
Same.
Start to finish, replaying it start to finish. Like, I'm going to watch this all fucking day. And I don't know what it was about the movie that had me captivated. Like, it was, I can't even tell you what made me like the movie as a kid. It just was one of those movies I saw and was like, I love this. Like, I want to watch Love and Basketball.
Yeah, I think I feel the exact same way because I went through that same thing. I think it probably was just, seeing an innocent black love story. I think that's really what it was. Because I have very different views about the movie today.
Yes, different perspective.
As a grown woman. But I think for the time, for me, it was just the portrayal of an innocent black love story. And I think that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can dig it.
And just the whole, like, journey. It's a long-ass movie, too. Yeah. But it's worth, like, because you almost get invested so quickly because you find them as children. And then you want to see the progression. Like, okay, what the fuck is about to happen next? Because there's so much shit that happened personally for both of them. Them together is a whole nother set of fucking trials and tribulations. So, like, you get a lot in this movie. And
you do.
Oh, I feel like if I had to pick between the two characters, I probably think I connect more with Monica's character. Only because even though she wasn't the only child, she was the child that was like
The not seen child.
The unseen child. So it's like I could pull with that. Like, okay, like I can connect with Monica in this one because yeah, she's not the only child, but she's the child that you probably almost like I don't want to call her the black sheep, but almost like the black sheep because she was going against what her parents wanted her to do. Yeah. And she was just a different one.
I definitely identify with Monica because my older sister, when we were like growing up, she was just like she still is, but she was beautiful. She was like gorgeous. She was in the hair and like nails and all of that kind of stuff. So she definitely was the older sister in that, and I felt by default the tomboy, like, oh, well, I'm not cute like that, so I just let me just put my little hair in a ponytail, let me, So I definitely feel you when Monica, like, character that you like for real connected with, like, dog, like.
Because she was not like her sister, and like her and the, like she wasn't like the mom, and she really wasn't like the dad either. Like the dad had his own shit going on. She was just like on her own, just like this is who I am, and I can't connect to these motherfuckers because they don't know what the fuck I got going on.
I got basketball.
That's all I got is me and this goddamn Spalding. Then here come motherfucking
Chin checker.
Q. What the fuck? That was his name, Q?
Yeah. Can't say.
I got motherfucking Q coming over here. He had his own little battles in the movie too.
I really felt for him because the heartbreak of it all, and I know that watching the movie you be feeling like how he just gonna step out with another girl and but the most heartbreaking scene is like you didn't see how much he needed you in that moment. Like, this man's world, like, and I'm not saying that, like, it wasn't moments where she needed him and he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that. But this man held his dad on an entire pedestal. This man was his whole world, like, superstar NBA daddy, da-da-da. And your whole shit just got shattered in. Like, you learning that your mama has been cheated and, emotionally abused woman this whole time. And it's like, I am trying to process this and you only care about curfew.
Girl.
Like, and I always felt like I would have just stayed and then still went. And if somebody would have been like, oh, she broke curfew, I'd be like, I had a family emergency. Through the roof, like this, that. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's ways that it could have, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, he needed you. He needed her so much in that moment. Like, and she completely fumbled the ball.
I mean, I get both. I can see both their points of view because I can resonate with Quincy because I remember the moment I realized, because I put my dad on the pedestal. He was like my superhero, and I can remember the moment he broke my heart, and the moment I kind of knew, like, damn, like, you really not this nigga that I thought you was. Like,
that's heartbreaking.
It's very heartbreaking. So I resonated with that, but I also again could understand Monica. Like, I've been fighting for this motherfucking moment to be here in this moment, like. I almost didn't get this goddamn scholarship. This is all I got is basketball. Like, this is all I have. This is all I love. And I'm not about to do anything to fight against that. Like, if this is what I gotta do, this is what I gotta do. And I don't think it's fair that, yeah, you going through something, nigga, but you can't unload that on me. Like, I got curfew, nigga. Like, I can't. I love you, but I can't.
That's what a relationship is.
Fight this, like. Girl, they already fucking hate me over here. All these bitches, the bitches hate me, the coach hate me. I'm fighting to stay on this damn team. Like, if I do anything, it's fuck me. So it's like, I don't know what to do. I'ma just, basketball is forever, nigga. You might not be here. Like,
no, but the thing is, the part that fucked me up was that she was gonna give up basketball because he wasn't in her life no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just think
she was supposed to say fuck it.
She wasn't happy being overseas. It was like, I'm over here by myself. Like, this ain't really worth it. Like, I'm tired. Like, I ain't got no man, my family. I'm here. These bitches, I don't really like them either. This language barrier and shit. Like, I guess I can come home and work at the bank. My fucking daddy.
So again, you go settle for a life that whatever. I don't know. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. There is character development. There's a happy ending. You know what's funny? It wasn't until maybe like, as many times I've seen that movie, it wasn't until maybe like 4 or 5 years ago that I seen that very, very, very end scene at the end of the credits with the baby playing basketball.
The baby playing basketball.
See, it's a scene you gotta watch. It's like all the way through the credits. It's at the end of the credits, and it's like the baby in the yard, and she got like a little jersey on, and she playing with like a little basketball hoop. Yeah.
I've never seen that. So
yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I ain't never seen that.
Girl, because the ending fucked me up every time. Because when I tell you, we would have squared the fuck up on that basketball court.
Yeah.
Nigga, first of all, you doing too much. Like,
first off, no. Because realistically, she deserved that cuss out because he was playing rough on that basketball.
Like, damn.
Hey, nigga, I still got boobies.
Okay.
Like, shalom me.
Bumping into me and shit.
Okay, trying to shoulder check me. But I feel like girl, like, you fucking playing. All this time you could have reached out. You could have been reached out. Like,
okay, I didn't know you was with fucking Tyra Banks ass. Like, this bitch floating in the motherfucking hospital room. Like, girl, I'm thinking I'm about to come here and support you in your injury and save the day. Like, oh, my man need me. You got this flight attendant ass bitch coming in here.
What the fuck was I supposed to do?
Wait for me.
No, nigga. We would, because if he would have just been waiting for her, she would have just been waiting for him. They would have both just been waiting, and that would have just been the movie. And they wouldn't have been no resolution because they would have both been waiting because they were both too pussy.
The injury brought us together. It brought us together. I needed a reason to come back.
So I needed my career-ending injury that technically wouldn't have happened but you know what?
Yes.
It's neither here nor there.
You.
It's neither
you
here
left
nor there.
For this fucking career. Bitch said, fuck me, you gotta focus on your goddamn career. Now look, the career that fucked you up. I gotta resonate in that.
But we could argue that he may not have did the knee-jerk decision to go to the NBA had she stayed that night and helped him process his feelings. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know, because I just feel like this is the relationship you've been in. I've been in love with you since I was 11 years old, and this shit won't go away. So then, if you was in love, you was this much in love with me, why in the fuck you couldn't be here with me in this moment? Because that is what a relationship is.
I was young,
and
I was fighting for my career.
I need you to help me if I'm going through something. I need your support.
We just kind of springing this on me, and I got curfew. Like,
okay, well, good night. That's why it was what it was. Good night. Good night, then. Have a good night. Good night. The fuck? Like,
I will say, before we get off of Love and Basketball, I gotta say, I really feel like that first initial sex scene made me want to have sex. I feel like...
I will say that, too.
I feel like that was the moment I knew, like...
I feel that.
I want to experience whatever the fuck this is.
What this is.
Maxwell singing in the background.
Like, ooh,
baby,
Maxwell.
Whatever Monica going through in this bed and whatever she's seeing, I need to see what the fuck she saw.
I'm trying to see it because I love what's so funny about that part. I love how she looked and her face,
like,
and how he looked down and just do the little smirk.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. Whew. Omar Epps, 90s Omar Epps, early 2000s.
Yeah, that moment definitely made me want to. I didn't know what sex was. But I knew I was
trying to find out.
I wanted to find out.
I knew what sex was by the time I seen it. I think I was like probably 10 or 11 though. So when I seen it, so it was one of those. I was like,
because it was one of them things like I had to cover my eyes whenever I watched it. Like
that was so funny because my parents they tried to do was like, go get some more popcorn, and we like the popcorn bowl full. Well, just go get something to drink then. It's like okay, but I still.
But that first time I got to see it, I was like,
baby,
oh. What is that? I want to know what that is, girl.
Surprise! It's a dick.
Good meat from the Lord, honey.
Look, that's probably why she was willing to hold on.
Okay. Girl, I got
to get back to that.
Okay.
Ooh, because especially, that scene when they show his booty in the she was like, where's the D?
It's right here.
Whoa.
Oh, where's that? I need to see it.
Baby. Okay. We gotta move on.
We gotta move on.
We gotta move on. Okay, so next, soul food. Mama, Mama, you know I love you.
You know I love you.
Ooh,
You know I love
you. Okay. Soul Food, classic. Follows the story starring Vivica A. Fox, Vanessa Williams, Nia Long,
Mekhi
Phifer. Yes, I always what's his name? Michael Beach.
Oh yeah,
Phifer. I don't know.
He's played a lot of ancient ass men.
Who, Michael Beach?
Girl,
yeah, because I always think of the dude that he cheated on Aunt Terry. The only one where he was kind of decent, he played a decent role. Remember, he was the pastor in Sparkle.
Oh yeah.
And when he was Mr. Darnell and Lean on Me, he was cool too. Even though he flipped the desk at Morgan Freeman, like, ooh, I feel like that could be on that. That was a good one.
I did see that. I'm like, damn, Lean on Me was one of the ones. Because side note, I sung that song.
Lean on Me.
Because I was, side note again, I was in Glee Club and we sung that song.
I love that.
Yeah, we sung that at like a graduation or some shit. And we had to learn that song. I know that. I used to know the whole song. It's baby,
it's a good song.
I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Oh.
Okay. But Soul Food.
Yes,
Food. Really good movie. It follows stories of three sisters after the tragic, fatal death. I think that was redundant, but the death of their mother, the matriarch of their family, Big Mama. And just the ripple effect that causes throughout their family. It's, it's life. It's real life stuff, and I think it's another one of those things where it just depicts Black life in a real way, but not in an embarrassing way, not in a way where it's condescending, not in a way where it's like, look at what these Black people are doing, this is how they live. It's more like, oh my God, like, this is my uncle, this is my auntie, this is what happened to them. So it's such a good movie. It is such a good movie. Can we also talk about how, like, Vivica A. Fox's character and her husband, like, they were fucked up for how they did Terry. Like, damn, like, really?
I feel like
Aunt Terry, like, y'all really just...
We need a redemption for Aunt Terry because as a child, I remember watching a movie like, oh my God, Aunt Terry's such a bitch, and why she just left the family and she made the most money. And
I felt for her.
Growing up and rewatching it, I'm like, bitch,
they really
did my bitch wrong as hell. Like, first of all, my sister still my man. I have a fucking beautiful ass fucking family, and I gotta see that shit
in my face
every day,
like every Sunday.
My
cousin, my current husband, which is my second husband already. So it's just like, dog, ain't nobody got time to be trying to, like, that's probably low-key hurt the mama distilling the boyfriend. Mm-hmm. That's low-key probably why she went off and became a lawyer and was on some fuck y'all shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then every dude, y'all only want to call me when you want some money or you need something or y'all need to pay for something. Save the hoe, you know what I'm saying? Like, Terry, she did need a redemption film. She should have been able to end up with a good fine man, Savannah.
Well, I feel like she didn't end up getting a man or finding true love. I just feel like they painted her as the villain, and then
So yeah, we probably do need a Aunt Terry redemption.
Yeah,
story arc.
Just she did, like I said, she didn't get like a good claw. Her only grace because the movie painted her as the villain.
Because then she got what's his name out of jail.
That was her only like character development. It was like, oh, she's not so like she's not a bitch, so she just kind of like was making them right with her wrongs, I guess, and doing what was best for the family. And it's like,
and like let's be real though, because when she thought he whooped your ass, she was the first one on the phone calling the cousins.
Hey, like, I need you to handle up on something. Even though the cousins,
and she made sure they didn't kill that nigga.
Okay, don't kill him. Just hurt him a little bit.
So
and even everybody has such good stories. Even that battle with Bird and Lim,
yeah.
Just that, like, she was such a high maintenance woman, I guess you could say, and he didn't have the means to provide for her in the way he wanted to, and it was that battle of like, I want to, because I was okay. That's something we gotta talk about now too. To be grown, was she right or wrong for getting him that job through her ex? Because I feel like
no,
She had good intentions.
She had good intentions. But yes, because you knew the type of nigga he was. Because if it was a dude that y'all had, it was just done, and it could be like, it wasn't nothing. He was just like a square. He was cool with it being like, oh, you know, yeah, of course I'll get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like a couple days, something like that. You know, that's fine. Because you know he not the type of nigga that's going to come rub it in his face. But if you was with this nigga and y'all was together and this was all, and he's still trying to get on type shit, and he the type of nigga that y'all know that you would be with because he's a high maintenance nigga like how you are, like, you know he the type that be like, oh, you know, hey, me and old Cola, we go way back, and because he had to remind you that he used to hit that too, like,
and it was not even no point of like, because it came out of nowhere. It was like, it wasn't no interaction between him and Lim where it garnered him to kind of flex and be like, oh, well, nigga, I got you this job. Why you talking all this shit? You came up to him just to be on some like,
some funky shit, just rubbing it in his face.
It kind of, because I could see Lim was just like, why are you even talking to me, first of all? And like, who are you and what the fuck you got going on? And because that ass whooping was justified, because what is you on? Like, I don't even know what the fuck, who are you and why are you coming up to me telling me this? And now,
and she could have said, my friend got you this job type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something, because that he was mad as hell. Break my shop door. Like, boy.
Girl, slammed the fuck out that baby, bitch, I gotta talk to you, girl.
And then, I mean, yeah, that's I don't know. But it was a sticky situation because she did have good intentions, but you just have to know the type of nigga you dealing with. And Samuel was that type of nigga, like, I'm about to rub it into you. I'm about to come in here with a Taylor suit on, with this nice ass watch that I know you can't afford, and these shoes that you can't afford. And I'm about to sit here and rub it in your face that nigga, I'd have had your wife, and I could still have her if I wanted to.
But I feel like even in Birds Defense, I feel like we all got that one nigga that, it's always that one nigga you have in your life that you will probably never be with again, but you might slightly entertain in some aspects. Like, you will like entertain him enough to where it's just like, he could kind of in his mind stretch it and be on some fuck shit. Like, he wasn't be like, oh, well, she accepted my gift, so I mean, I could still probably get that if I wanted to. And he'd be like, ugh, like, I fucking hate you. You are a horrible person, but it be that charm in some niggas. You just be like,
because he was fine. Ooh, girl, Lord, Jesus.
I don't even like them type
90s Mel Jackson. Ooh. Because it's some roles where you just look at him and be like, ugh. Like when he was in Deliver Us from Eva, he was like nothing to look at twice. No. But in Soul Food,
baby, good pink God. Ass lips.
And, oh my God. And they kept zooming in on his mouth. I'm like, ooh.
That's probably one of the, where my likeness to light skin men came from too, because I actively watch Soul Food so much. I'm like,
Soul Food, that man was fine, Lord.
Bird, you had that. I mean, Lim is good, love.
But Kai Pfeiffer was fine. That's who he was. He just had troubles. He had troubles.
He was that common, fine ass, round the way ass, roughneck ass, dark skin man. You like, ooh, I'm dealing with a roughneck, y'all. Like,
he's stupid. Okay, but it's a really good movie. It really beautifully highlights the themes of like family and just like black familial love. Even in the times where like Ahmad, how he just was the one to bring everybody together. Like, I miss this. I want us to all be together. And like, I be telling people all the time, I'm like, I be feeling like Ahmad from Soul Food, because not like that, but like since my grandma died, I really do feel like it's incumbent upon me to like try to get the family together. Like, everybody remembers times where your whole family was getting together and the black family was doing the things, family reunions and barbecues and birthdays and Christmas and holidays and all of this stuff. Like, people remember that, and unfortunately it has fallen by the wayside. And I know recently we have the pandemic to blame for that, but before that it was falling off. And it's sad because like community, I seen a tweet this week where it said community is the answer to a lot of our problems, but we don't want to have that conversation. And it's so true, because a lot of the black communities, especially the thriving ones, like the ones that got wiped out, like Harris Neck, Georgia, and Tulsa, and Redwood, like all of those different places, the thing that they thrived on was community, helping each other. Like making sure, like, okay, if we gonna all get together, we gonna put it together so we can get you to get this dental office open. Now our town got a dental office. Okay, we gonna all get together. We gonna get this together so we gonna get you to we gonna open this movie theater. Now we got a movie theater in our town. Okay, we gonna all get this together. We gonna get this pop into, we got a law firm in our town. Okay, we're gonna get this together. We got a patent office in our town. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those things. It's community. That's why we have to get together to make those things happen. It's an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I feel like, I don't know, the way the black community is now, I just feel like, girl,
we can do it. We can do it. Don't say that. Don't say
people so hard-headed. It's like, it's hard to get people to change things that have become second nature to you.
Absolutely.
And stuff that has been embedded in you. It's hard. The person has to want to make that change. And some people don't see wrong with anything that they have going on. So it's like, it's hard to get people to want to see the self change in themselves. Be like, no, we need to come together. It's so used to, it's a norm for us to be apart and against each other, and it's a long and hard battle, but it's something.
I think really a lot of people don't think it's possible.
That is true, yeah.
And for us to show it's possible, the only thing we could do is show by example.
Yeah.
So getting together, making that effort to invite everybody and having brunch, or let's all go here, let's all get together for Juneteenth, let's all do this, like, you know what I'm saying, just making that effort, because it's a lot, it's costly, it's time consuming, it is, but it's worth it just to see everybody together and just loving on each other and feeling in love in the room. Like, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. It's soul food.
In my personal experience with my family, with all my family, except for my dad's side, because fuck them. But my mom's side, we were close at a time. Like, even though my immediate family, I would always say, is me, my aunt, and my cousin. Like, me, my mom, my aunt, my cousin was my immediate family. That's where, that's my,
that was your family unit.
My family unit. But I had, my aunts and my cousins in my family as well, but we didn't spend a lot of time with each other. But we all would come together for different family events. So I would always see them at family. That was the only time I got to see them, was at family events. And now I'm making my point to still come around. Because I don't really get into the family logistics or whatever the fuck really be going on, and who don't like who and what's going on, and
same.
That ain't got shit to do with me. I stay in a child's place. Even as my grown age, I still stay in a child's place.
Because I don't know. I do be wanting to make amends for certain situations, but at the same time, I know that it's the most power that I have over that is bringing people together.
Yeah, I just show up. If I'm invited, and I keep saying it, if I'm invited, I'll come.
Yeah.
If I don't know, you can't hold that against me because I didn't know. But if I'm invited, I make my point to come.
Yeah.
And that's just me showing up. I'm still showing up. I'm still engaged and involved because it's always still love there. Y'all ain't stole nothing from me. Y'all ain't Latasha me and steal my money.
Yeah.
Steal my husband fucking cousin Faith. We didn't have nothing that was that detrimental where I can be no, I'm not coming as fuck you. It's we still family. It's still always gonna be love there no matter how often we see each other. I'm gonna be there regardless. So,
alright. So, Soul Food, yeah.
Great movie. Great view of just the ups and downs, the dynamics of the black family.
Black family.
Yes.
Eve's Bayou.
Another one.
Let me tell you, the first time I see Eve's Bayou, I see the middle of the movie. Mm-hmm. I did not see the beginning or the end. Mm-hmm. I did not know the name of the movie. It was a random something. I was somewhere and I was and it took me years to find that movie again. Years! And I was in college and my roommate was like, you ain't never seen Eve's Bayou? And I was like, what's the name of it? What's the name? Wait, what? And she was like, Eve's Bayou. I'm like, oh my God. And after that, I was just I was obsessed. It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. I love how it adds an element of the black spirituality, kind of some, the how the Auntie could see premonitions and stuff like that. That shit is real. And I was glad that they showed that and depicted it in a way that wasn't comical or making fun of it or we about to use the you know what I'm saying? it really shows that shit is real and the consequences is real. Like, so you mess with it if you want to.
You fuck around and find out.
That part.
And I feel like, because a lot of people, I feel like, have a skewed view of like voodoo and black magic. I feel like if you really, the people, and maybe the people that preach and try to throw out all types of blackness and we got to get to, and we got to be one, and we got to, but you still don't want to recognize the fact that black magic and voodoo is an African.
It's a religion. It's an African spirituality. It's a religion.
Like, that's where that comes from. Like, that was what our people did.
Vodou, I think, is the proper...
Vodou?
Vodou.
Like, but that's, like, where we came from. Like, that's... And people fail to, like, want to make that a part of, like, our blackness. It's like, oh, that's demonic. That's of the devil. That is, like, no.
And it's just this different spirituality system. Like, and it's got its own deities
and it's very real.
And exactly.
Very real. There's nothing like in a movie. This is like real life. People practice this, people do this, and this shit you fuck around, you will find.
Yeah, because my mama, she worked with this lady and her husband was sleeping with this lady and put a root on the wife, and she would like wake up outside and like that shit is real. That shit is fucking real.
Girl, because I used to make a joke. Because we found out, like, in later years that my grandma, she did some shit. She practiced some shit. And I used to make a joke. I think it was maybe even, but I don't know if it was before I found that or maybe afterwards. I used to make a joke. Like, I feel like she put a fucking something on me. Like, I feel like she did something. Because, like, there's, like, a lot of shit that was just going on. I'm like, maybe she did something. Like, you can find a book or something and get this root off me. Because I don't know what the fuck going on. But I could just be being facetious and just.
But stuff is really real. But the movie did a good job painting a picture of that it's real, but it has consequences. You can't go into it with no bad like intentions with anything. Like you can't go into Christianity. Like how that woman Derek Jackson, how his wife was praying. She prayed that horrible, awful, demonic type prayer about people that was criticizing how he was cheating on her like a revolving door. And she was praying that people would lose their husbands and their kids would grow up fatherless and be craziness. But then what ended up happening? Y'all got divorced. So, like, God don't like ugly. Like, anything, like, you just need to be in it with good intentions, with love. Lead with love. Mm-hmm. And you can't go wrong.
I was so, I was so topic. Yeah, I was so, the movie just, it's definitely a roller coaster. And
it's so good. Jurnee Smollett
did a phenomenal job. Like,
she been doing it. Making good too. Samuel Jackson, like
the whole cast. Lynn Whitfield. I can't think of the auntie's name right now.
Debbie Morgan.
The whole cast. And then the fucking voodoo lady. Oh my god, from Dynasty.
Diane
Carroll.
Diane Carroll. Yeah.
Like, the whole cast is just, first of all, A-list cast, phenomenal cast, and just the whole movie is just
it's a really good movie. Very and good. Like I think it speaks to the dynamics too of like what do you do when you find one parent in a situation and then like it's like do you tell the other parent or how do you watch it play out or what do you do and how does it go, and it was really good.
A lot of different aspects in the movie. You got the Lynn Whitfield being the stay-at-home mom and kind of like dealing with her own like
raising 3 kids.
Raising them on her own, pretty much. You got a cheating ass daddy, but a good daddy in a sense, in the same sense. Then you have
he's a horrible husband, but a great father.
Then you got fucking his mama living with us, how to deal with this bitch every fucking day, judging me. Then you have the sister falling in love with the fucking daddy.
I don't think she was in love. I think that it did a good job of speaking to that dynamic too, because I don't think that she was in love with the father. I think what it was, Cicely, I think that she knew from watching her parents interact, growing up watching her parents interact, she knew what their marriage was. Mm-hmm. And at the age that she was, she could see the cracks in what was happening with their marriage. And I think that she was trying to, in her child mind, I think she was trying, right, I think she was trying to fix it. I think she was trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that it was like on some like, yeah, I want to fuck dad. Like, I don't think she was on that. Like, I think she was trying to come from a place, and that's just my interpretation of it. I don't, but I think she was really trying to fix what she saw was a crumbling marriage. Like, trying to, you know what I'm saying?
See, I'm gonna have to go because I haven't watched it in years, so I might have to watch it back and get like a new perspective. But from the last time I've seen it, it gave like, girl, mama, you're not doing a good job with daddy, and respectfully, I'm gonna have to step in and be the new fucking wife. Because even from just the points of like when
she was getting her hair done like her and stuff.
Not even just that, because that shit fucked, girl, she deserved that smack. Because bitch, I told you to not leave this goddamn house. You gonna take your bald head ass out the house anyway and get your hair like mine? And you come in my kitchen talking shit? Get your goddamn ass upstairs. This girl, I'm fucking tired of you. There's just different instances where like she would just like, even when Eve brought the fact that he was sleeping with Maddie Monroe, and his bitch like, girl, Maddie Monroe's a nasty one. Like, daddy would never sleep with no goddamn Maddie Monroe. Let me tell you what you really saw, girl, because I ain't even gonna believe that shit, because I know my daddy would not fuck that bitch. Like, no, she's nasty. It was like, no.
That is so funny.
That
okay.
girl,
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And then when she kissed her,
right.
But she tried out that girl, and the way she spent that shit to make it seem like he did something to her, which got Eve to even be on some, Cicely, I'm gonna get him for you, girl. He got you fucked up. You was the hot ass.
She came with a mission. She was like, he need to die. She said it in French too.
Okay. But you was the hot ass that came down there drunkenly seducing this man. He was like, hold on, this is my baby. Your ass off me, girl. I'm like, what you got going on? And you was so hurt, you didn't think you thought he was gonna play into it. And when he smacked you, that's when you was like, oh, maybe this ain't.
You right. That's a fair point. That's definitely a fair point.
At that point, she knew fat meat was greasy, and like, girl,
this ain't that.
This ain't that, girl. Like, going on. Because I feel like had he engaged, Cicely would have been just fine. Like, okay, girl, I got my daddy, so fuck you, mama. And she was such against. He was like at every point like against the mama. It was just like, I hate you. Like, I don't like you.
And I think also she was going through that period of time where like, you 13.
But she was becoming a woman.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's like, like, because me and my mama definitely butted heads at that time. Like, it's like, I mean, it was never on those shit where like I wanted, death to either one of them. Like, God, no. But we definitely butted heads at that time, and so like because
I feel like they did a good job of that it happening at that time, because I think from the mom's perspective, she just thought it was, she's getting grown with her, she's getting her period, so like we're naturally having this recourse, this coil, but in actuality, at this same time,
some extra shit,
girl, it's some extra shit going on, but you're not even peeping that. You just think, oh girl, this bitch getting grown, feeling herself. I ain't got time. Like, Cicely getting a mouth. She got attitude. I can't take her butt too fast. Like,
yeah.
So I think they did a good job of pairing it at that same time, because the mom didn't even have she didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
So the movie is just really.
It's a good movie.
I love when Eve and come and cuss the whole house out.
She go off.
That was my favorite part of the movie. Mama cutting her fucking hands in the kitchen and think don't nobody know. Cicely is in the goddamn tub.
Damn bathroom. Like, ooh, girl, she was going. And grandma was like,
girl, I have
officially. Yes. Okay, like that. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen Eve's Bayou, please. Yes. The next one, Dope. Dope was such a good movie. Another more recent one came out, what was it, 2016 maybe?
Somewhere around that time.
And it was really good. It's about a young man. He's applying to college. He's trying to get into Harvard. And it's a Friday
area.
Yeah, it's a Friday style, few days, small, lunch happened in one day type.
Oh, it was
thing.
one. That shit was. No, like,
Well, it was the main movie.
It was like a
one
weekend.
day. It was one day. The main part
Mm.
was one day, and then it was still, parts on the ends.
Yeah.
Where it was time lapse. But it was really good. Why I can't think of that young man's name, because he's a very talented actor. Yeah.
I want to call him Hakeem or some shit, but I forgot what his actual name was. Because he's been in like other stuff after this.
Yeah.
But he did it for like the whole, because it seemed like you're not watching one movie.
Yeah.
Because so much shit happens. It's like,
yeah.
Damn, this all happened in this one fucking movie. Like a lot has happened, and it was done really good. It was done in a really good way.
Yeah, because it speaks to elements of identity. Mm-hmm. It speaks to especially Black identity, just trying to come to terms with who you are, or being different, or
being different what it is.
Yeah, or being different from what it is that's expected of you. Mm-hmm. It's such a good movie. It's funny, it's fun, it's heartfelt, it's a really good movie.
If you haven't seen it,
it's on Netflix.
I want to say it is on Netflix, but if you've seen The Wood, I feel like you will equally enjoy Dope. Because it's not the same story, but it hits the same way as The Wood.
Like a coming of age,
yeah. It's very much, it follows the same kind of essence of The Wood. And I think it's an extension of The Wood.
Yeah, because the character overlaps.
Stacey overlaps in this movie. And it's like, oh, okay, it's a nod. It's either a nod to The Wood or it's an extension of that Wood universe, I guess.
Somebody also a fan theory online was that it was a overlap extension from Set It Off, that Kimberly Elise actually survived. Remember, his mom was Kimberly Elise, mm-hmm. and how she was the bus driver, mm-hmm. and she was just kind of chilling. They were saying that was her and her son. And I thought that was a cute fan theory. I enjoyed that just because, TT, that was heartbreaking. But, anyway, dope, great film. Please watch it. It's got some great celebrity cameos in it, too. So,
and I think you will definitely enjoy it, because you will go into it thinking it's one movie, and then it quickly you be like, oh,
it gives you something else.
This shit happened, and this shit happened. You get introduced to this, and then this is another little hiccup in the store. It was so much shit.
Rabbit holes, yeah.
They kept just falling into so many different scenarios. God damn.
Are we ever gonna get to the finish line? Right? Does he ever get to go to school? Is he gonna make it? Yeah. So it was really good.
Yes, and it all worked out. And I loved him and Zoe Kravitz. Mm. They little love thing. It was cute though.
I just hate how it played into the whole and this is probably my own shit, but he played into the whole light skin, oh my god, she's the goddess of the neighborhood. She's so, oh my god, with her long box braids and her irreverent tattoos.
Zoe Kravitz is that girl.
And she's okay. Whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong.
But I feel it's at the default.
She's a good actress. I don't have nothing against her personally, but it just always, to me, and I mean, I get it that you're mixed and you I'm mixed. Both my parents are mixed, so I'm mixed. And it's just kind of I don't know. It's just something that kind of irritates me about people that kind of glean from that, but then also want to be the pedestals in the hood type. You know what I'm saying? That kind of bothers me. So, but I mean, it was how it turned out, it was cute, I guess.
And then she wasn't heavily in the movie. The parts where she was implemented in her little stories with him was oh, he get the girl he wanted, and I'm assuming he did get into the school, or did they leave it a cliff?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think they showed him reading the letter and it didn't say, we didn't know, but I think by his reaction, we can assume that he ended up getting into the school. So it was oh.
Also, no, I think he did get in, because when you get the fat envelope, the big envelope, you got in.
It was a package.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Great movie. Please go see it. It's on Netflix. If they haven't taken it off already, because they do us.
They do a shuffle, because I'm just.
They seasonally put black movies on. They put the black movies on for a season, take them off, and then put them back
on, and then they be on Hulu, but you gotta pay for them or whatever. So that brings us to our last movie for our top 10 black films in our opinion. Moonlight. Yes. Directed by Barry Jenkins. Came out, what was this, 2017,
18, around that 2017,
2018. Stars, Trayvon Rose. I love him
we get
so
introduced to
much.
that.
Yes, Mahershala Ali. Like, it's just a really good movie. It's a coming of age. It's a beautifully done coming of age portrait of a young man that is not typically done for Black movies. He does struggle with his identity, his sexual identity. And it's just done in a beautiful and intimate way, and it's just so nice, and like it's very sweet. Like, and it also has one of those full circle moments that I can absolutely appreciate, because it's just intimate and beautiful. Like, I just love seeing Black intimacy. Like, it's just we don't see enough of it, and it's prevalent in our community. And I feel like the more we see it, the more we'll be able to, again, know that it's possible and live it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's such a beautiful thing. Oh my God, like it's such a beautiful thing.
When I first went to go see it, I could not stop crying.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was so many points in the whole movie where I just was like, I burst out into tears.
Yeah.
I could connect so much with Chiron.
Yes.
Like, oh my God. Like, even like through like his younger and teenage years, I just was like, oh my God. Like, it hit it hit home so much to me, and I just was like, I felt so bad, or I felt for the character. And they just did a really good job of just telling that story and giving him like even though he didn't have the motherly figure or the support I guess he should have had, they did a good job of giving him like those certain like notes of like different support, and and even just his little love story with because I can't think of that man's name right now, the character's name, but his little love interest, because it just hit so home. It hit home really for me. I'm like, oh my God, like, are they telling my story? What the fuck is going on? Like, this is so. I just want him to win. And even when the moment he finally stood up for himself, I was just like, oh my God. I feel like he should have. I don't feel like he should have went to jail for that shit. But it just was so great.
It was a really good movie.
It was really good.
It was, oh God, it's so well done. I think I'm gonna go home and watch it, honestly. But it's very well done. It's one of just those rare films. Rare films with an original storyline. That was the other thing I was gonna say about Dope. Having an original storyline, just something that it soaks you in, and it just like it gets you, and you be like, oh, what's gonna happen? And I want to find out what happens with this character. This character is like endeared to my heart. Like I need to know. Like I'm invested. You know what I mean? So
because I remember even seeing it because there was a lot of straight. I'm assuming these people were straight because I remember the first time I saw it in a packed theater. And it was like just a bunch of different people. And I'm like, oh, because I just assumed it was going to be like just a gay-ass movie.
Yeah.
And I remember I was paying attention to the reactions of the audience when certain shit was happening. Like, even if you don't connect with the gay culture or the gay community, you still will enjoy this story. Because everybody still, like, enjoyed the movie. Like it was something that you could just resonate with.
It was a story, right?
It was more than just being a gay film. It was a story. Like you got to see this journey and be on this ride and come into this world of what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't have a respect for like gay men or like the gay community at the point, I feel like watching this movie you kind of feel something for the characters in the movie. And you feel for like even just Chiron. If you don't he's a takeaway from the movie, so even you can connect to that character in a sense and just have a feel for that character.
Yeah.
So they did a good job of just making it a film for everybody, and not making it just like the typical gay ass movie. It was just so I feel like you will forget it was a gay movie until like some shit would happen and like subtle intimacy moments. You be like, oh, they at the beach with it, okay, or
It's such a good movie.
Even though in my heart I wanted more intimacy.
After I see somebody getting their freak on.
Girl, I feel like at the end they deserved to have an intimate.
I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to see Trayvon Rose with no clothes on. I am not gonna lie.
I feel like they deserved it at the end. I feel like it could have closed with like an intimate love scene. Because I feel like that's what I wanted. But even just the intimacy they had at the end where he was holding him, I was like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, because he needed that, and they both needed that.
Because that was his comfort. That was his, like, where he gonna say he felt safe, he felt loved.
It was such a good movie. So Moonlight, if you haven't seen it,
and it won an Oscar for Best Picture.
It did, and they did a flub with it. That was so mad. I don't even want to get into that because I was watching. I'm still heated about that. Like that's y'all. That was lame as fuck.
I remember watching that shit. Like,
on everybody that had that fuck up and fucked it up
because it was a pure Steve Harvey moment.
Bullshit.
Like no, actually, like I'm so sorry, you guys.
No, because
I remember it was such a confusion on there. Everybody was like, "What's going on? Yeah. What's happening? Who won? We don't know. Okay, I guess we won. Oh, we did win.
Yeah.
Okay."
That was some bullshit because it didn't happen with nobody else. Like,
bitches.
So that brings us to like our honorable mentions because we did have some films on here that honorable mentions we couldn't. It couldn't make the list. It wasn't our favorites. It wasn't our top 10. So we got Shaft just for the culture.
Okay, for the culture.
You already know. Also Barbershop. And I would include it as a series, like, just because it was a good series. It's wholesome. It had heart. It was funny. It spoke to issues of the community. It's a great film.
Yes.
Friday, also, I would include as a series because it's comedy classic, comedy gold.
All three, I feel like, are equally as
silly
funny.
as fuck. We need a last Friday because especially with just so many losses from the original cast, like, Because
I feel like at this point, it don't have to be an original film. Like, I don't think you can use, because you can't use a lot of the characters to bring, like, a full circle.
Somebody theorized that they should be coming together for Pop's funeral. And I feel like that would be a good one to bring what's left of the cast back because realistically, I mean, unfortunately, Tiny Lister, AJ Johnson, John Witherspoon, Yvette Wilson, like, it's a pretty steep list of people that aren't with us anymore. But unfortunately, technically, their characters, except for AJ Johnson, or not AJ, yeah, that was his name, AJ Johnson. Ezell.
Mm-hmm.
He his character was a more prominent character, but it technically, theoretically, it could be done with that theory in mind. They coming together for Pops' funeral, and then that way you could include Mike Epps, you could include Uncle Elroy, you could include, you know what I'm saying? You could still include Nia Long, you could have Felicia, you know what I'm saying? You can have people come back and be better, Mr. Parker, Miss Parker. Unfortunately, we don't have Bernie Mac no more, but that's,
goddamn.
We would be able to, it would be able to piece something together around that type of story. I think they need
the budget too, because even for just Regina and Chris Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker, Regina.
Because I feel like it'll have to be the money that brings them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel like they wouldn't just do it to just be like.
No, I feel like they could do it off the love, especially just.
I feel like Regina might. I don't think Chris will. I feel like Chris, it'll be like, well, if the check is right, come. But I feel like I wouldn't even just want. I would want probably nods of them to come in.
Yeah.
But I would be interested to see like what would like a newer take of Friday would be. Like
a reboot,
maybe like a. Because you could bring it. I don't even want to use O'Shea Jackson, but I would probably say just Ice Cube could be now the dad and not be like so in the movie, but he's just the dad now, and his son get into some shit, and we see like a newer Friday of just what hijinks and shit they get into, and a modern Friday almost. I'll be interested to see what that will look like, and hopefully it doesn't become a house party.
Maybe, but that's why I feel like I would be afraid of. So
and it fucks up the whole shit. So if they do it right enough, I feel like a newer age Friday could definitely work.
Another honorable mention was Baby Boy.
Struggle
and even though it's a classic, it's like one of those like classics. I just feel like that movie, one of the best characters was AJ Johnson and Ving Rhames, Jodie's mom.
AJ Johnson dropped a lot of gems.
She was dropping gems, he was dropping gems. Like, they were the best characters of that movie, and nobody really like pays attention to that because if you look, Jodie was not any better at the beginning of the movie than he was at the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you learn you can't kill a nigga. Okay, a lot of people can't. Like, it's not something that should be like innate with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like.
Like all it was Yvette was pregnant. They was together.
You know what I'm saying?
But
and
it was.
You still don't have no job. You still don't have no car. Like you still are not like you just living off Yvette's shit and stuff.
Well,
like
maybe that was the point, because it is like it speaks to the everyday hood guy's life. Like I know I've seen that life play out for so many people. So it maybe that's why the ending is so like he doesn't have a progression or a resolution. It's like this is just the end for most of these scenarios. Is they end up being together, live happy ever after, she have another baby, and they just go on about their life. That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's why it ain't on the list.
Because it is no character development. Everybody just kind of...
You know what I'm saying? Like, none.
Because Yvette, girl, you shouldn't even be with this regular ass.
Okay, she could have definitely... You know what I'm saying? You could have definitely got another dude. Another honorable mention, Lean on Me. Mm-hmm. It was just really good, powerful movie, inspired by true story. Joe Clark. Mm-hmm. Morgan Freeman, he just does a great job of doing the things, getting the kids together. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention I kind of want to throw in there, even though it's more recent, but it just for the culture. Get Out. It was really good.
That was a really
what it did for black horror. I feel like is like
because I feel like
phenomenal.
So many people went into it. We didn't know what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Only because when we found out it was Jordan Peele, it was like I feel like we only knew him so much from Key and Peele. Yeah. It was like, what the fuck is this about to be?
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh,
like damn,
we going there.
Oh,
like it immediately went there. Like,
yeah.
oh, we hitting there. Okay.
Yeah. So that one, yeah, oof.
And it was a good comedy horror.
Yes, it had a good, great balance.
Yes, it did. Yes.
And the end, dog. The end. When I tell you, my heart dropped. Like I literally was like, and you felt the theaters like collective heart drop.
Like I know the fucking line.
No, like it, dog. You gotta see the movie. Like Get Out, definitely honorable mention. And then our last honorable mention, Set It Off. Classic woman film. I would love to see this redone, well done in a Ocean's 8 kind of way, almost like where they get away with the shit, like these black women like do the shit, like where somebody gets slighted in the bank, like you know what I'm saying, like Frankie got slighted in the bank, Stoney's brother unjustly gets killed and stuff like that, and they just decide to come together and they steal from the motherfucking police and the bank or something like that. I would be with it, and I already have a cast. If somebody is interested in producing this, I have a cast in mind. Just so you know, I'm just throwing that out there because like Set It Off was such a good movie, and also shout out to Vivica A. Fox. I feel like she just never gets enough credit for Set It Off because Frankie was the boss bitch in the movie. It was about her. It was the movie. It was literally about her. The movie, like
she was the reason that they wanted to even set it the fuck off.
You know what I'm saying? Like it.
I think we just fall into Stoney's
because her story does become about her.
Yeah, so it kind of take away from Frankie, but the movie is really about Frankie. Like she's the bitch at the beginning in the bank.
She should have been able to live at the end, but
okay, it really could have been the both of them.
I digress. You know,
but if it was gonna be one, it should have been Frankie.
Yeah. So.
And a great cast.
Cast, great movie, great directing. Yeah. I think that one's a F. Gary Gray direction.
Yeah, he directed that.
Yeah, which is good for him because also, like, you know, I think Friday was
his first movie.
Yeah, Friday was his first movie, so then Set It Off would have been kind of like, whoa, different direction. Like, damn, okay, you can you can do something too, okay. So that rounds out our top 10 black movies.
Yeah. And part 2 will be
top 10 worst black movies.
And that might ruffle a little feathers.
I know, because, I mean, baby.
It's some bad ones out there.
But thank y'all again for joining us. This has been another episode of Truth
and Shade
with Alyssa
and Jay.
So until next time, truth seekers and I don't know, I think I messed it up. Truth lovers and shade seekers. My babies. We love y'all. Yeah. Y'all have a good one. Live light and do your thing.
Okay.